Okay, guys. Welcome to the show. Also, I've got the new microphone today, so please let me know how everything sounds. Let's see how this busts out all the music and sounds and everything. If it sounds any good, any bad, let me know. Okay, let's go straight into this show and see why the hell this is not starting. Yes, we're here. Right, if you're in the chats, let me know. Say hi. Let me know what the sound is like, if it's any good, any worse. If I need to revert back to how I was, let me know. Okay, today's subject. Obviously, we're going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin and Ethereum and the market, general thing. But I think the most important thing, you probably read the thumbnail, why I left Binance. Okay, I've actually decided to permanently leave Binance based on a few fundamental issues that Binance currently has. Okay, so let's go straight into this subject and we'll talk about it while we kind of browse a little bit of other stuff as well. So I don't know if you notice, currently with Binance, they've got, they said they've re-enabled the UK, deposits and everything, like, and people who have not done KYC need to do their KYC. Awesome, bro. Is it better than what it was before or not? Because this is my new headphone that I wanted to try out. So I've been doing a few tweaking and this and that. And I realized it doesn't really work as good as it does with the Windows. But you know what? We can make the most of it as long as you guys agree. Sounds like a bot. Super. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. Right? The idea is a broadcasting mic, so it's supposed to sound like a radio show or whatever. So as long as you can hear clearly, that's what matters, right? So let's talk about this situation, what happened. So Binance re-enabled all the cash deposits. Binance wants your KYC, which is absolutely fine. And I've done it many times before. So one of my account, my main account, I didn't do many trades last year. I bought a few bits and bobs. So that one's kind of fine. One of my alt accounts that I've used quite a bit recently, and you can have multiple accounts with them. I've done KYC, I've done everything, and they've kind of come along and now they said, because you've exceeded the limit. Now remember the limit, the one I was on was 100 BTC a day. You can withdraw, move and do whatever, right? And they got annoyed that I've exceeded that limit. And I'm like, well, hold on, I didn't exceed it in a day. I may have done it in a week, but not in a day. So how can you turn around and say to me that I need to give you proof of funds and proof of wealth and this and that? And I tried everything. I tried to explain to them that, look, my wealth comes from crypto. It's crypto appreciation. So it's virtually impossible for me to show you proof of funds or proof of wealth. Number one, you're asking me the worst question ever to show you how many crypto I own. I don't do that. So that's where it kind of started, and it went on for days and days and days. Even kind of nudged Binance, what's his name, CZ on Twitter and whatnot. I said, what's this? How many times do you need my KYC and you're constantly failing me, right? You won't allow me to buy anything. You won't allow me to do anything else. I can sell and get out, so they're happy for that. But they just won't allow me to buy anything. And I'm thinking, well, if I've exceeded 100 BTC a week, right? Or BTC's worth, and that was like 6 months ago. How does that affect me now? I mean, what's that got to do with UK regulations? Do you know what I mean? Because I'm a hodler, and I explained to them, I said, I'm a hodler. For me, it doesn't happen. So I've kind of compared them, and I said to them, I said, look, Coinbase asked for KYC. I'm fully KYC'd over there. Gemini, fully KYC'd. KuCoin, fully KYC'd. Huobi, fully KYC'd. And yet nobody has ever asked me for proof of funds. So where's this new thing coming from that you need proof of funds? And on top of that, your limit is 100 BTC, right? And I even doubt I've even beat that 100 BTC, right? So that's the withdrawal limit and buying limit. I doubt I've even beat that in a week, right? I think I'm probably less than that. And I'm thinking that's the highest limit was available to me at that time. And I made sure I stayed within that limit. And even if I did, your policy at that time was that I can't exceed that. And now you're asking me to prove to you how many I have and what I have and how I accumulated and where I bought it from. And you're asking me for impossible questions, which are saying, oh, you got to show me your bank statement. But I'm not a fiat guy, so how am I going to show you fiat? So there's so many kind of dramas involved with that. So I just looked at Coinbase, Gemini, and I said, you know what, sod it. They don't ask me any of that stuff. I might as well go over there. Of course, the fees are a little bit more, but then I've just noticed Binance has just increased its fees as well. So now its credit card fees are 1.8%. Do you know what I mean? Compared to where it was before, I think it was some pennies before. But now it's 1.8% of whatever transaction. They haven't activated banks anyway, and normally faster payment is free. So all the others are the same as well. If you're doing a bank transfer, it's free anyway. So for me, I'm better off being in the more regulated and more centralized and the older exchanges. You know, even Kraken, like one of the oldest, yeah, I'm with them as well. Nobody has ever asked me to show my crypto balance. Binance did, and they crossed the line. They crossed the line. Because us crypto people who's been in it for some time now, we're never going to show you what our balances are. And you, Binance, asking me that? You have the audacity? No way. So that's why I'm leaving Binance, and you're going to all find this kind of an issue. They're just making random things and like, oh no, you got to give us this, you got to give us that. For what? You want my ID? I've given it to you. You want me to prove where I live? I've given that to you. You want a bank statement proving that's my bank? I've done that. What else do you want? Now you want me to show you my crypto balance? Would you want me to get hijacked? Do you know what I mean? Would you want me to do, you know, get some people come up after me? It's stupid. Binance didn't think this through. So I emailed them back and I said to them, screw you, I'm not interested anymore. I'm going somewhere else, sort your shit out. And then after that, I'll probably come back again. But right now, I'm just moving. So one by one, I'm just exiting. And I asked them a question as well. I said, can I withdraw everything or do I need to get a lawyer? They said, no, you can withdraw whatever. It's not a problem. You can buy, you can sell. Only thing I can't do is buy apparently because I exceeded my limit. I exceeded my 100 BTC limit, for God's sake. So, yeah. So all I can do now is basically sell or transfer, which is fine. I'm going to transfer all of it over anyway. I don't really have much there anyway. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to transfer every single account and money. Most of it's in cold storage anyway. And I'm going to probably move it over to Gemini or even Coinbase. Doesn't matter, you know. Ultimately, I've made significant gains. And of course, I'm going to lose out the part, like, you know, all some of these altcoins you can't find anywhere. So it's going to mess me up a little bit. I'm going to have to use 50 different exchanges probably to go and buy some alts that I want. But you know what? It's something I'm willing to accept, you know, as long as I don't have exchanges asking to dig into my balance. I mean, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? No. It's not happening. So yeah, that's now pushing me more towards the decentralized nature. And I think that's what I'm just going to do. I'm just going to stay off these exchanges as much as possible. So more hate towards all of them, and I'm just, you know, shocked and kind of ashamed at, you know, I feel Binance just really ruined it for themselves, and they're going to lose a lot of customers like this, by the way, because I'm sure there's a lot more people who are hardcore crypto who are going to get offended by what they're doing right now. You know, it's not UK, it's not USA, it's everyone. I mean, you can't be asking people what their crypto balances are. It's the worst thing you can do. You know, proof of fund, proof of wealth, your net worth. What the fuck? You know what I mean? I'm not an institution. What the hell's wrong with you? I'm a one-man army. So that's what's going on, guys. So that's what I wanted to say. So if you don't have KYC, I know somebody else asked me this question. So if you don't have KYC, just get it done. It's not an issue, right? But they will restrict you from buying if you don't give them, like, depends on whatever your limit is, right? They will restrict you on how much you can buy, how much you can sell. And if you're like me and you exceeded that limit, right? And it's a weekly limit, I believe, or a daily limit. But when you exceed that limit, then you're screwed. Because now they want to know where your money came from, how much you're worth, how many assets you own, what's your bank balance. You got to prove it with the bank balance, by the way, right? It's pathetic. I even gave them the company house registration documents for all the companies that I own, and they were like, "No, we don't want that. We want your bank balance. We want to see the money coming into your bank from those." I was like, "What?" You know what I mean? And then I was like, "Well, that's not. This is what it is." So I gave them a statement actually, and they said, "No, that doesn't match with what you've bought and sold." I'm like, "Well, that's because it's crypto. I've moved crypto in from external wallets to come and sell it and then buy the dips again." And And they were like, no, 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 we need to know where you got the money to buy the others. And I'm like, well, are you stupid? It's appreciation. If you bought it in 2015 and you sold it in 2020 or sold it in 2021, look at the appreciation. Are you stupid or something? It felt like I was speaking to robots as well. The customer service is rubbish. So other than that, let's not talk about this. Let's move into Bitcoin and see what happened. So Bitcoin did something quite funny yesterday. We did see this breakout. Breakout did happen, but remember, I kept on telling everybody, even on WhatsApp groups and everything, privately when I was talking to everyone as well. I said to everyone, I said, guys, everything looks awesome. The hourly, so the hourly RSI that we had was quite high. Okay, and I did mention, I said the hourly RSI is quite high, so just be careful. What the hell is going on here? Sorry, my thing is playing about. Okay, hourly RSI was high, and that's what caused a bit of an issue. Daily RSI was also high a few days ago. Remember, I was talking about how it's going to calm down. Right, so all of this has happened exactly, but I wouldn't say anything. But right now, the worst case scenario, we could expect to go all the way to 43, but I don't want to see a 43, I'll be honest with you. For me, I think a 46 is a key level, because if you're looking at the 200-day moving average, right, and I'll get you an MA here, give me a second. You look at the 200-day moving average, right, we've got a bit of an issue. We do not want to go down below this 200-day. Do you see what I mean? Right? So this 200-day, let me get a color on it. Make it large. Let's put a orange on it. Let's make it larger. So you see this 200-day moving average, we literally bounced off this. So I know, brother, there was another brother, Mustafa, he was asking, oh, how can we just dump like 700 and pump another? Bro, this is what everyone's trying to protect. All the bulls are trying to protect this line. If we fall below this, then we're going back in. Do you know what I mean? We're going back in. We're going into these zones. Expect it to be bearish for another few weeks to a few months. So to protect this, the bulls jumped in and says, no way, we're going to have to take this back up again, right? So they did that, which is good. Also, another good thing while this was happening, right? Remember how I talk about volume, right? I'm always talking about volume. I'm like, look, it needs to be volume supported. It needs to be volume supported, right? So what we had was this particular situation where the volume started to drop off. Now, regardless whether it's positive, like, you know, red candles or green candles, it started to drop off. Good thing is, even the reds, right? So even the bearish, like the selling volume has dropped off. That's good. That means now once this volume dies off, we can possibly see a few candles like this. And I've been talking about this, you know, for almost over a week now. I think 2 weeks now, probably. How after seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we are expecting a red, and funnily we did get a red, so I'm quite happy with this. I am absolutely happy with this. This is good, right? It's holding support. Look at this beautiful support, right? You can see bang on the line, it's holding support. All of this is perfect, and we're not far. We've only got, what, 4 days left, I believe, to complete the week. So if we can complete the week now, we should be awesome, and see a nice little rebound. Ultimately, you know, this trend was broken, so this is one thing that was concerning to me. I'll be honest with you. This trend line should not have been broken, but this trend line was broken, you know. So if we look at the other data, you can see what we're talking about. So you see this trend line we had here. This was a lovely trend line. This trend was broken, but remember, I had another trend line here, and I said this looks awesome, this was dangerous, and this was awesome. Well, I'm expecting worst case scenario to bounce on this trend line. Right, worst case scenario 44, 45. Remember, I talked about it. That would be a bounce basically, and then come back again, which is still fine. Anything below 45, I'll be worried. Right, I'll be definitely worried about that. If that makes sense, guys. Although, if you have any questions or anything, please send your questions over, and I'll definitely get to them. If you have a coin or something you want me to talk about. All right, let's go to. Actually, I want to test something. SM, are you here, bro? If you're there, can you just double check something for me? I just want you to double check something. I'm gonna change some properties on my mic. Alright, just change some properties. Tell me if this sounds better or does it sound worse? Right, so I just changed some parameters. Tell me if this sounds better or if it's actually worse than it was before. So because there was some settings I left as default. I didn't really change it. Now I've switched it off. So I'm hoping this sounds better. Also, I've got this thing where I can actually hear myself as well. So I am hearing what you're hearing, by the way. So I know I do sound like a robot. And I can actually move the mic closer if you want to be a bit louder. Right. Let's move over to another chart. So yeah, I mean, guys, look, ultimately we talked about this area, we talked about how much traffic there is, we talked about this is how busy this is, right? We are going to get rejected. There's nothing unexpected here for us. Everything here was expected. I know a lot of people were starting to get all hyped up when they saw this breakout. So when we're looking at this breakout, right, everyone got hyped out, and I was like, I'm still standing on the sideline. And any one of you guys could confirm that, because on WhatsApp I've put a voice message, I even made a video, and I even said it as well to everybody. So it doesn't matter what it does, until the 27th I'm standing on the sideline. I've mentioned this specifically. This 27 is not far. Do you know what I mean? We're only one day away. One day away, guys. One day away. And look how beautifully it's played out. That means that this dump was exactly as predicted. I don't want to say that, but that's what it was, because I've been telling everybody about it, and nobody listens. Nobody listens. A lot of the guys who like to go and do trading, they flipped all bullish yesterday, and I'm like, I mean, if you look at the title from yesterday's video, give me a second. What was yesterday's title? Not yesterday, sorry, the day before. Golden cross or bull trap. And we were talking about a bull trap there as well. Golden cross hasn't arrived yet. Golden cross is coming, but not yet. Do you know what I mean? So you got to really understand. Sometimes it's better just to wait on the sidelines, because you know that we're expecting something on a specific date. It hasn't happened. So why didn't it happen? Let's observe and see. And did we have the volume supporting all of these breakouts? Yesterday we didn't. In fact, what we had, and let me refresh this, the volume was down. In fact, it's even lower today. It's down. It's down by another 70 billion. You know what I mean? So you just got to observe this and say, well, hold on. When we're pumping that particular hour, did this start moving? No. So if this is not moving, then is it really an actual pump? No, it's not. Also, I've told everybody recently, it's just follow Ethereum. If Ethereum decides to push up, it's a breakout. But Ethereum didn't. Do you know what I mean? Yesterday, Ethereum was struggling around here while BTC was trying to break that trend line. But again, Ethereum is a signal telling us market's not going up. All of that was just pure manipulation. Pure manipulation. So, yeah. So far, as you can see, we're holding support here, so that's fine, right? We're on this box, still inside the box. And I was talking about, oh yeah, I was going to talk about this. This was awesome. Let me get this here. Let me switch this off. Let me get this on a weekly. So remember, I was talking about a weekly bull flag. This was a weekly bull flag, right? How was I talking about it? Check this out. I'll show you this. Give me a sec. Look, weekly bull flag, right? This is a flag, right? So you got the flag pole, you got the flag here. This is the pole from here to here, and this is the flag. And we see the same thing on a daily on Ethereum. So this Ethereum didn't have a weekly one. Ethereum actually has a daily one. I've been talking about this. This is a daily flag. We even drew this yesterday, day before yesterday. I've been showing this quite often, and you'll see all of other people showing this as well, but that's what I'm seeing. And the pattern that we drew based on that is that we might have an Elliott, like Elliott wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of a move, right? But if we did have, if this was 1 and this is 2, well, 3 is going to be a far more powerful than 1. We know this. This is how it works. So let's see what happens on that one. But yeah, I mean, so far this is looking very similar to the this looks like a flag. It's just crazy. It looks very similar to the Ethereum one on a daily, but this is on a weekly. Also, even on a daily, it's not looking that great, because obviously, because of this, the way the trend line went. I've mentioned this so many times. This is too steep. too steep, bad. Look, we were down here when I was saying it was, obviously we were down here when I was saying we're bad, and this played out exactly because it did break down, because it's bad. But what happened now is good. And you're going to say, what the hell is this guy talking about? 1 minute is good, 1 minute is bad. Well, let's go back to a chart and I'll show you what I mean, what good and bad looks like, right? So let's stick around here. Let's do a daily here, right? So what we did was we went parabolic like this, which is bad, right? So we were down here somewhere. We went parabolic, dangerous, right? Actually, let me get rid of everything here. So let's do this again, right? We went parabolic, dangerous. What we want to do is go like this, right? Or like this, all right? Or like this, even better. This is like the lower this angle, the better, right? Now we understand that. Well, what did this do? Well, I'll show you what this did. This did, right? This literally went like this, and it changed that curve. You see what it done? It curved it to make it flatter. That's what I'm looking at, and that is very healthy. What happened here is very, very healthy because it gave us this zone here where we can actually move sideways before we break out or break down. Do you see what I mean? So we need these kind of things. You don't want these, like, look, when we went down, we just went down straight, too fast, too quick. That's why everyone got caught out and everyone got wrecked. When we went up, right, and I'll balance it out just to show you, look. So this is no, I'm not stretching it or anything. This is the actual chart. Whenever, this was really awesome, by the way. But when we went up too fast, we came down faster. Up too fast, came down fast. You know what I mean? So something moving this particular way, slowly, slowly, on a nice little angle, perfect, right? That's what we're looking for. So this gave us that option to actually have this kind of a breather and say, well, we went up parabolic. Let's take a break. So we took a nice little hard break here, emergency break, move sideways a bit, then move up. That's a lot more healthy for longer term as well, and everything as well, much more healthy because it gives you enough time to accumulate here, right? People who didn't accumulate can start accumulating here before we do the push, and obviously people who bought here are selling here. People here are buying whatever anyone sold here. Do you know what I mean? So that's what it is. You know, weak hands will, like, you know, depends. Some people are weak hands, some people are strong hands, but ultimately most people are in it to make money. So that's what's going to happen here. They're just going to do it to make the money. If they make a little bit of a percentage, happy days, they're going to basically sell it and then shoot off, wait for the rebound and buy it again. Because that's what some people do. Some people will make money on every one of these, you know, little pumps and dumps, right? Every time they will do that. So Ethereum, nothing to say, nothing to say. All I'm seeing is really, really awesome. So this is a slightly messy chart, but I'll show you some awesome stuff on this, right? What I'm seeing, right? Short term, boom. That's what I'm seeing, right? You know, this is on a 2-hourly, but it's beautiful. Look at this. It created this beautiful pattern here, right, where you can even move this. Actually, look at this beautiful, beautiful pattern. As long as it holds this, it's fine. If it comes down, then we can expect a dump, and if we did get a dump, what's the worst we can see, right? For example, if we just use this particular data, we might see a 2,700, but we have talked about this already. Look, we've got the line there already, and it's pretty much the same as what we saw before, so it doesn't really matter on this one. I won't really bother. I'm still going to wait. As long as we're in this box, it's going to be sideways. Worst case scenario, you can see these 618 level. That's about it, you know. So Ethereum's not taking as hard as much of a dip as BTC is expected to, right? So it's holding solid. It's holding solid. Crypto market, we don't need to. Let's have a look at the fear and greed. Yesterday the fear was 75. Day before, sorry, now. That's not now. When did they start doing now? Okay, that's pretty insane. They started doing today. Wow, okay. This is new, by the way. This is new. Before they used to do yesterday's, but they're showing today's as well, which is awesome. Right. Okay, so that's that. Let's have a look at liquidations. Let's see how many people, how many fools got wiped out. You know, no offense to you, but that's what you are. You're foolish. You don't trade something that has not confirmed. And look, $322 million of BTC wiped out compared to the shorts. You can see the difference, right? You know, it's just complete. Idiocracy, that's what it is. Let's have a look at Grayscale, see what Grayscale is doing. Ooh, okay. Grayscale is indicating BTC buys are starting to get bullish. Day before yesterday was 15. Yesterday was 14. Today's 13. This is good. This is a good indicator that the accumulation has started and we're ready for another run up. This is good. I like this. Right, let's have a look at how many BTCs remaining in exchanges, or are they leaving? Okay, look at this. Right, look, this is the kind of stuff I talk about. This is the kind of stuff you need to see. Remember when we were talking about when BTC was leaving, BTC was coming back in, you know, a little bit of BTC leaving, and look, the dump. This is the dump. Look how many BTC came in for the dump, and then look now how many BTC went back out. You see what I mean? This is how we pump and dump. When we see BTC coming in, you need to be warned. You need to stay on the sidelines. You don't go into a trade or anything. You're going to get wrecked. When BTC starts moving, that's when we know everything's going to be positive very soon. So that's what's happened. Someone's dumped it, bought it cheap, and taken it back off again. I won't be surprised if it's the same person taking in, say for example, here it was 2.4 million, just for the sake of it, right? Say if someone took 10 BTC, dumped it on an exchange at a higher price, like the 49 or 48 that we saw last night, and then decided to buy back again down here, and now they got 11 BTC. Do you see what I mean? A lot of people don't understand this kind of stuff. That's what's probably going on, right? And I know I would do that. That's why Binance is causing me issues. So screw you, Binance. I mean, look at Ethereum. Beautiful, beautiful. Actually, let me show it differently. Here, look at Ethereum. Look at Ethereum. Look at Ethereum. My God, beautiful. Just constantly exiting. That's what I'm saying. Focus on Ethereum. Right now, the attention is so much on BTC and other shitcoins and altcoins. Everyone's ignoring Ethereum, and I'm looking at Ethereum. I'm keeping a close eye on it because this has become an indicator for me to tell me if the market is doing what it is doing and if it's genuine. This is how I'm seeing it, because anything genuine happening now is happening on Ethereum, and that's genuine. This is genuine, not a single spike up, just constant out. Do you know what I mean? So it's super cool to see this. Let's just have a last look at this. I'm not even bothered about this. Yeah, nothing much. You know, I talked about it the other day as well. I said when USDT shows high volume, means people are exiting. That's another indicator to tell you market's not going to pump. When this starts going down, right, you know that BTC is going to start pumping up. Do you know what I mean? So that's what that is. So let's see what happens. But other than that, guys, I was hoping to get some questions off you guys. If you had any questions or anything, if you had any coins or something you want me to talk about. But right now, I wouldn't panic too much. As long as we can hold this, and I'll give you the actual number actually. So this is for today. So today, if we can hold the $46,000 mark, we should be okay. This is a 200-day moving average. Remember, it's a lagging indicator. This 200-day moving average, 46, is actually yesterday's target. So it can easily drop down or easily move up. Ultimately, this is yesterday. So 200-day moving average is going to show us what happened previous 200 days. We need to hold this if we can. We're super solid. All right, whatever we do, we don't want to come back in, because if we do, we're going to take this long, probably even longer, below this line. You know, and this is going to genuinely be a fake out. So what we need is to stay above this, make sure we stay bullish, and we should be fine. So far, the only reason I'm seeing this again, guys, is the 27th of August, which is an options expiry date. I've been forecasting it. I've been telling you guys. I've been telling you how to do it, how to forecast every single month. It's the last Friday of every single month, right? And we're coming up to the last Friday now, and you can see exactly how it's played out. And you know what happens after this? We start doing green candles. So just wait for this to be over, and then we'll be fine. Coming back to this, I mean, short term, if you wanted to know what's the worst we could possibly have, so we can use this or this either. So we can use this as a medium term and say, well, if we did come down, actually I want to use a line, because I don't want to use, yeah, that's good. That's good, right? So if we did come down, we're looking at this worst case scenario is 42. Worst case scenario. We don't want to go below the 46, 42. If we were doing a short term, then we would do it here, for example, bang on 46. That looks super. That looks bang on. So short term, bang on. Do you know what I mean? So it's just really, really good. I'm quite happy with this, having a look and seeing this fall exactly there based on this low point here, you know. And if I change the low points, then it becomes slightly higher, which is fine. In fact, today, I believe we actually did wick to this level. If you look carefully, yep, we wicked just below this level, but we held this. So super good. Do you expect any impact from Jackson Hole Summit? Let me check what Jackson Hole Summit is, bro. First time I heard of a hole. I mean, that's a funny name, Jackson Hole Summit. Let's have a look at this. What is this? More US bullshit. Listen, these politicians in USA are literally killing all the citizens. They're literally drowning them with policies and bollocks. They just don't want their country to get out of debt. In America, you don't see it, right? Some of the richest states have the highest number of homeless people, jobless people. You don't see that. That's how disgusting they are. Their policies are. It's only made for the rich 2-3%, of the country. In fact, the whole country, 3 people are richer than the entire country. And I think those 3 people are the richest people in the world. Do you know what I mean? And yet, you'll find where they live or near where they live, right? You'll find people are homeless, jobless. Why? Because of these policies. Because these politicians, right, they're lobbied to basically only favor the rich. Crypto was the only thing that took the balance away from them and says, do you know what? You are in balance. Crypto is going to give the power back to people, the wealth transfer. That's what happened. People with a few dollars worth of crypto are now millionaires. Do you know what I mean? They don't like that. And worst of all, the thing is they lost control. So what they're trying to do, use policy and regulations to bring it all back again. Do you know what I mean? This is what it is. I'm telling you, this is what it is. But yeah, I don't think this is going to bother anybody. I don't think, looking at this, they're just going to talk bullshit. I mean, what does he know about crypto? I mean, look at his face. Does he look like a crypto guy? Honestly, just look at his face. I mean, crypto's what, 12 years old? So what's he going to know about it? He's got grandkids that know more than, or he probably has grandkids, unless he's a queer or something. But his grandkids will probably know more than he does. So I don't understand why we get these old 70-year-old, 80-year-old politicians talking about crypto. Honestly. So, I mean, somebody like, what's his name? Something Bukele. What's his name? The guy from Salvador. Young. He would have more idea about crypto than some fool like this. You know what I mean? So, but I'm telling you, they're ruining it for everybody. All the FUD and everything, they ruin it for everybody, and they have no idea. They're not experienced, and they're kind of, you know, messing around with the people, the residents, the citizens of America. Honestly, I feel sorry for them. I absolutely feel sorry for them. How these fools, and any governments in the world are destroying this wealth transfer for people, creating all these panic, fear, while a few people are greedy and they're monetizing on those fear. Do you know what I mean? So complete imbalance. I mean, the world, come on, it just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I mean, do you know what? Nothing to do. In my opinion, this is just a coincidence. Um, 27th was marked. How long ago? You know this. Come on, you've seen this chart. regardless what his news is, this was already there. Do you know what I mean? Regardless what Binance news was, because technically Binance news is positive, right? UK regulations accepted Binance, everything is good, Binance is good to go again. It's good news. So why didn't the market pump? Because that's not really the, you know what I mean? The date can't be avoided. It's a fixed date. This line I cannot change. Now that I've put it here, I cannot change. Do you know what I mean? So, and that's not me. That's based on the actual facts. So these dates, they don't change. So just because some geezer decides to talk about it around this time doesn't make much of. And if you remember, you know, they were talking about the infrastructure bill. That was around here, by the way. They started talking about the infrastructure bill here. And most people who understood it, that it was only 0.028% of 1 trillion, they said, well, sod it. Boom, the market flied. Do you know what I mean? So that's what it is. This has got nothing to do with it. So if they talked about here, maybe we could have said, oh, look, it dumped because of that. People are always looking for excuses and trying to connect the dots. Facts are something else, right? So we know whales are buying, like some whales are buying like $100 billion worth. There was a recent one, someone dumped $100 billion. Can you imagine that? That's one account. I mean, we know that it's either a old whale or probably an institution who hasn't come out yet, and we'll hear about it soon. Recent news actually, I heard, it's a rumor, I'm not 100% sure, haven't heard from the horse's mouth, but apparently Michael Saylor wants to buy more. It's good news, right? But I think a lot of people are just bored now with all these, what do you call this? These celebrities or, you know, these institutions or whatever you want to call it, coming out and saying, I'm going to buy. What are they doing? Absolutely nothing for the industry. That's what I'm saying. I mean, Michael Saylor, of course, he's out there, he's preaching it, constant tweets and this and that, but that's what he's doing, you know. And he's been talking about with the institution. So yeah, I respect, hats off to him for what he's doing. But other than that, what's the other companies doing? I mean, it's crazy how some of these come out and like, oh yeah, we bought this company, we bought shares in this company pre-ICO. They're coming out with it now. Oh yeah, we hold this, we hold that, they hold 10, 15 different coins, and they're talking about now when it's pumping. So what happens then? It means that they want it to pump even more. They're going to exit. You know, I was looking at total market cap as well. I mean, just look at it. Just look at the total market cap. Let's have a look at it on a daily. Just look at it. Do you know what I mean? Just look at it. You know. So yeah, it's coming. It's coming. This was the last time, right? This is when we started pumping. See, this is the last options expiry. We dumped a little bit, then we pumped and we came here. This is the current options expiry tomorrow, and then what we're going to do is probably pump up. So as I said, just wait for the 27th, guys. Just be patient. You got to be patient. You got to be disciplined enough to say, okay, it's going fine. You know, we're not the institution, so we can't get the train back or the bus back or the boat back. Let it go. We'll wait for the next one. Right? And anything that goes up, remember, has to always come down. So if we do this and we confirm, we will come back to confirm it and then move up. So other than that, guys, I don't want to make this any longer, but I hope you understood what's happening with Binance. So actually, nothing is wrong with Binance. It's just the awkward questions and what they're asking me kind of affected me. I don't think it's going to affect majority of you, so I'm not kind of dissing them in that sense. You guys might be absolutely fine. But I've noticed that because I've crossed their weekly or daily limit, whatever it was 100 BTC limit anyway. Because I crossed that, they basically started investigating me and whatnot. And I'm thinking, that's fine. I'm happy to provide. So, and I've given them all the data, but then now they want to snoop into my wallet. And I'm like, no, 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 you don't do that. You don't ask a man how much he has or how many he owns. You know, you don't ask that. You just take the fact that is appreciated, full stop. Right? He could own up one or he could own a million, doesn't matter. You do not ask to see a man. So what's the point me even keeping it private? What's the point me keeping it in a cold storage? I might as well give you the bloody keys and let you run off with it. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those kind of things. So I said, no, 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 no. It's not happening. So I'm leaving them, and I'm going to do all my dealings now on what's this called, Coinbase and Gemini, probably even Kraken as well, because Kraken's been a while since I've used them, but definitely I'll probably jump on them. But I'm not discouraging anyone not to use it. Still, even today, I'll still tell you, Binance is still the #1 exchange in the world. They just need to get their shit together and change some of their stupid policies, unreasonable policies, and sort it out. Because that's what I've said to them. I said, be reasonable. What's wrong with you? You're asking me a question. I'm trying to answer it, but you're not giving me a proper solution to do that. You're asking a man to prove his asset value, net value, in fiat, but I don't have fiat. So how do I do that? I'm a crypto. Do you know what I mean? And then you have the audacity to say, well, we need to see how much crypto you have and when you bought it and your balance. And I'm like, no, that's the worst thing anyone can do. That's not happening. Sod it. So, other than that, guys, I hope you liked the stream. I hope you found this informative. Like, share, subscribe, smash that like button if you're on the stream. If you're new to the channel, this is where you get unfiltered, no BS. And I try to keep you 2 steps ahead. And here I've been doing it for the last 2 weeks. And I finally, we're coming to those levels. And I've been going on about it, on and on and on, trying to warn everybody, guys, be careful. Especially when we hit that $50,000 level. You know, and especially when we went above the $47,000 level. I had a trade, I exited. I said, no, I don't want to trade it. You know, so I've been very cautious. You know, and I hope many of the followers and viewers have also been cautious and saved their money, because everyone could get wrecked here. You know, we are going to be bullish, but not now. We are, I mean, overall, we are bullish. We are looking at a 6-figure. I'm looking at more than that. So, other than that, like, share, subscribe. Adios, my amigos. It's been a pleasure having you guys on the stream. And yeah, I mean, look, if you have questions and coins you want to talk about, make sure to throw it in the chat, and I'll definitely speak about it. And I hope this kind of helps everyone. Adios, my amigos.